is Sonia Johnson, and I'm the Executive Director at the Van Andel Global Trade Center, which is an outreach department located inside the Seidman College of Business at Grand Valley State University's downtown Grand Rapids campus. I've been there about 18 years, and it's the longest I've ever been working for any company that I've ever worked for since graduating from college. Why have I been here so long? I can't even believe it's 18 years. It seems like it's been maybe 5 at most. Every day is a new opportunity to work with different companies around the state of Michigan. We work with a variety of businesses that either import or export. The Trade Center staff provides educational materials. We do a lot of training. We do a lot of international market research. And then we work with our state and our federal partners that help support exports and imports. So we get to work with a variety of different companies, from international finance firms, from the United States Import-Export Bank, to freight forwarders who help move products from Michigan to other countries around the world, or bring in imported materials. And that's what I'm here to talk to you about today. As part of the Junior Achievement Global Marketplace program, I'm going to talk about importing and what are some of the winners and losers of importing. So when we import here to Michigan or here in the United States, what does that mean? So as a consumer, and I'm a consumer just like the rest of you, I like to get a great deal, a good price when I'm buying things out of my own pocket. And that's a big reason why a lot of people import and businesses import. It allows you to have lower costs because a lot of the other countries around the world don't have the same rules that we do here placed on us by the United States government. And there's a good reason why there's rules in place. It's to protect us, the consumers. So if we know that a product is not safe, it's harmed people here in the US, industries are regulated differently here in the United States than other countries around the world. And so there's costs associated with meeting all of our safety regulations and things that keep us safe, from food safety to electrical goods that we're using, from your MP3 players or your smartphones, how we use our products. The government is watching out for us and making sure they're collecting data and just making sure we're not hurt. So if we are importing a product from a country that is maybe a much smaller country, is not as developed, they don't have a lot of regulatory things in place by their government, and their costs are lower to produce it. It may not be the same quality as something that's made here in the US, but a lot of countries around the world have really good quality, just like here in the US. So it just depends on what the product is that we're importing. So as a consumer, I'm often think of our imports as the variety of things that I get to choose from all around the calendar. So in the heart of winter here in Michigan, when we have snow and cold weather, I can go into the produce department of my local grocery store and I can find a lot of produce that are made in the tropical countries, grown in the tropical countries, like pineapples or avocados that would not be in season. Hard to grow an avocado in Michigan in general, much less have a variety of buying them in the middle of winter. So it's gotten us a lot more choices as consumers. And then again, it's oftentimes lower cost. So the businesses that import those products that we buy may use materials that are used in the finished product that are made here in the United States. So they can offer lower costs to us because they're importing some of the materials that are going into the item that they're making here in Michigan. A couple, large importers we have here in Michigan specifically, Whirlpool, they import a lot of the materials that are going into the things that they make here in Michigan for Whirlpool washer and dryers. You guys are much too young to maybe buy a washer or dryer, but you hopefully know how to use them. You've used them at the laundromat or in your apartment building or in your home if you're fortunate enough to have one in your home. But it's a big product that's a lot of families spend a lot of money on, but it lasts many, many years. So Whirlpool, for example, because it's a Michigan company, they might bring in materials, import materials that are used in that washer dryer, because it can keep their costs to you as a US consumer buying that Michigan made Whirlpool washer and dryer lower. A lot of times why we import too is there's not enough industry making those items here in the US to provide enough of those machines or those items to the US consumer. So the price would go up if we only had one source of providing those items we're buying, those products or services. And so we import from another country. And again, it goes back to lower costs for importers. So some of the things that have worried a lot of US companies and businesses, because the US buys a lot more, we import a lot more than we sell or export out of the United States, is we have a trade deficit. So again, because we buy more than we sell outside the United States, and a lot of our state and federal agencies are there to help our exporters grow in Michigan and across the United States. But what do we do in the meantime? So, one thing that's happened, if you look at the textile industry, just for an example, they've been really hurt. If you looked at the textile industry, we had a lot of textile producers all across the United States that would make fabrics. Now there's very few fabrics that are actually made in large scale here in the United States. Those operations have moved to lower cost countries. So that's just one example. If you look around, you can see other industries. We used to have a lot of really large steel mills. We still have them, but they're fewer and far between because a lot of times it's cheaper to import different items from other countries around the world and make it here. Toys is a really big item that we still import a lot from other countries around the world. So I challenge you, as you're with your parents or family and you're at the store, take a look at the bottom of those items that you're looking to buy and see where they're made. One of the requirements of importing products into the United States that we sell in retail is the retail shop has to tell you where that product came from. So look at those stickers at the bottom of your products before you purchase them. And I hope you've learned a little bit about importing. Again, I love what I do. It is interesting to me because every day I'm working with a different company. One company I was just talking with is making a product that's a toy here in Michigan, but they import some of the materials that are going in. But they use the wood in the product here in Michigan from wood from trees harvested here in Michigan, and they bring import parts that go into the final product. So every day I'm learning a lot of different industries, and I challenge you to kind of look at the world around you the next time you're in the store and see what the business that you're buying from has been importing. Have a great rest of your sessions with Junior Achievement and the global marketplace.